Oh, go on. Nice mid-20. Let it go back. Another one that's lively. I've just had a double take. There's number 6 going on. Right, welcome to a new video then. We're back on the bank. You actually joined me parked up behind the lake on Little Hazel, behind one of the swims. I've just done a lap of Big Haze. It's way too busy, so I've decided I'm not going to bother on now. I've come back on Little Haze. That's actually no one on her at the moment. Now, I haven't got very long. The time is currently 25 past 5. So I haven't got long before it gets dark. As you can see on the camera, it's pretty bright at the moment. The sun's on its way down. It's quite fresh though. There's a bit of a wind on, and it's meant to be a clear night today. I think that's why it's so sunny at the moment. It's meant to go clear, so I think it's going to be a pretty cold night. So it might be quite tough condition wise, but hopefully we can have a fish or two. But I'm going to just go with solid bags. I'm not doing a very long session. I'm not even doing 24 hours. So I'm going to just go in with solid bags again. It's been good for me. And just fish for one bite at a time and see if we can make it happen. Now, I've been sat watching the lake a little bit just to see if anything shows. But one thing I've noticed on here since I'm fishing it a couple of times this year, not really seen any fish showing. I've heard the odd one into dark, but in the light, I've not actually seen anything showing. So I've not seen anything to go on. I'm just going to go off of my previous session, and obviously location is key. But the only thing I've got to go on is previous form and previous fishing on here. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get in the middle of the lake. I can cover most of the sort of areas I think the fish might be then, and just spread the rods and see if we can get a few bites. So before we get into the video, I just want to say, as you will probably be aware, we've joined ProLogic, and one of the reasons for joining ProLogic is because they're giving us the opportunity to give something back to you guys. So in the next video, we've actually got a really good competition coming up so that you guys can win one of the products that we actually use within our vlogs. And that's what we're hoping to do going forward this year, is throughout the year we're hoping to give back to you guys through competitions, through the products that we can get hold of via ProLogic, and obviously to help you guys out, give you stuff in return for obviously supporting the channel. So if you're not supporting the channel and you're not subscribed, then subscribe now. Also check out the social media shown at the bottom of the screen. You can follow us there. We obviously put out more sort of relevant, up-to-date stuff on our Instagram especially. But anyway, I need to get the rods out, so let's get the rods out, get the home up, get some food on, and get fishing. I probably won't bother updating you now until the morning, because it's not going to be dark. It's going to be dark very shortly, so I'm going to probably put the camera away unless I get any fish. So I will probably update you in the morning with what's been going on. So let's go get some rods out, let's get fishing, let's see if we can get a fish or two on the bank. Right, morning then. So you can see I'm a bit wrapped up at the moment. It's been a very, very cold, wet and windy night. It actually went clear and the sky all cleared last night in the end, and it dropped really low in temperature. It's about sort of 5, maybe 4 or 5 degrees. So I've been wrapped up since I'm getting up this morning. But it's ended up being quite a productive night. I got her late yesterday. I got her about an hour before dark. I had a family day yesterday, took the lads swimming, spent a bit of time with the family, and I didn't get her till quite late. So I initially booked onto Big Haze, but after having a look around, all the people that were on there had pretty much stitched up the area I think the fish were going to be. So I decided to change venue and come back onto Little Haze from where I was before. Now, last session I was on here, I fished a an area sort of on the back of the wind. The fishing really concentrated in that zone, so I wanted to try and cover that area. Now I decided to get on the road bank, bang in the middle of the lake, so I could cover as much water as possible, as there was no one else on the rest of the lake, so I wasn't going to be in anyone's way. And I basically just fanned 3 rods around the swim, just covering as much water as I could. Solid bags was a tactic, injected with liquids to try and pull them down, and the reds and pinks worked really well for the hook baits last time, so I was using the same ones again, the DNA raspberry wafters and the mini cray mix in the bags. So I sent all that out, just put 3 rods out, got camp all sorted that and settled into the swim, and yeah, sort of awaited some action really. And it took a little while, but I did end up getting a few fish in the night, and I ended up having 6 bites in total, so it was a very, very busy night and I didn't get much sleep. Well, I didn't get to film the takes because I was in the bag, but I just had a double take. One of them is definitely a 20-pounder. The other one is a very, very lively, probably an upper double at least. Well, that's a brace of cracking winter fish, that. But I've literally just got in the bag. Right hand rod went off, and then the left rod went off. Really random double bite, but not really fish that close to each other. So clearly the fish just randomly switched on. But yeah, what a result. It's bloody cold at the moment, so yeah, it's an absolute result that is. But anyway, let's get the camera sorted out and get them out. Right, back goes number 1. Off she goes. Happy days. Better get number 2 out and have a look at her. Oh, can be a bit of winter carping. Fish number 2 of the brace. Just the bigger one, nice mid-20. Let it go back. Absolute result that is. Ah, there she goes. Go on girl, off you go. But it's a bit cold in there. Oh, wicked, what a result. Yeah, a nice brace of 20-pounders and a morning wake-up call, low double, so not a bad night's fishing. Now I've got the day to go. I've got to be off to get to work, so I've only got till about 1 or 2 o'clock today. But hopefully this morning we can try and make something happen and get another fish or 2. It's a shame I lost a few. Obviously one of them I think was a catfish and it cut me off. The hook length was cut through and there were signs of like the coating on the lead was all grazed, like it had almost gone across the pad on the catfish's mouth. One of them had picked up some sort of rag, or might have been even like an angler's towel, which must have got blown in or something. Picked that up and that seemed to drop off, and then I did lose one just through to a sort of hook pull, which does happen now and then. So it was a shame I lost 3. It's not good odds, and to be fair, my last session I lost a few, so I'm a little bit frustrated with the rigs at the moment. I mean, I've never had any issues like this before. It might just be, you know, just how it is at the moment, but I might have to do a little bit of tweaking with the rigs at some point, but we'll have a little think about that. But yeah, it's been a nice session so far. Hopefully as the day goes on, it's going to warm up. It's very cold this morning. As you can see, I'm properly rugged up, but the sun is supposed to be coming out today. There's a little bit of sun starting to show through at the moment through the cloud. So hopefully that warms up as the day goes on and might switch those fish on. So anyway, we'll see how the day goes. I'm going to keep recasting the bags, keep sort of putting out fresh bags, fresh scent in the water, try and draw those fish in. I'm just fishing 1 bite tactics, not putting any food in, no freebies or anything, just trying to get 1 bite at a time and just build it up like that. So I'll go through the rigs and stuff in a bit and just show you what I'm using, and yeah, hopefully we'll have a few more fish to show you. A lovely bit of sun. So since my update this morning, To be fair, it's only about an hour or so after I did that update, but unfortunately there is a guy just dropped in opposite me, which is probably going to affect my fishing, because a lot of the fish I've been having have been just over halfway, if not 3/4 of the way over, which has been on the back of the wind. Now the sun is coming through, the wind's died off a bit, so it might mean that the fish might move around a little bit, but I'm going to have to bring the rods in now and reposition them a little bit more into my water. So at the end of the day, the guy is doing a very good job. He's getting in the right zone. I can't knock him for that. Now, it's the reason in my last video that I got on the other bank and set up over there, because I had that fear of someone getting in that zone if I was to set up on this side and being right on top of the fish, and obviously it's going to ruin my chances, and that's essentially what's ended up happening. But I got her so late yesterday, it's so wet and windy, I didn't want to go through the hassle of having to go around the other side and get set up over there. So although I've had a good session in the night, which is great, it might affect the fishing today. Now, when I was here last time, not much actually happened in the day. I ended up going on to Wadmill because the lake seemed to just shut up and nothing seemed to be going on. So it might be the same today, but the sun's out. I think it's going to be out most of the day. There's a little bit of patchy cloud in the sky, but I think we're going to have quite a lot of intermittent sun, so it might help warm up the water a little bit and give us a chance of having a few more bites. But I'm going to redo the rods. I'm going to have to bring them in now and bring them in closer, more into my water. I can see there's another couple of guys just driven around looking on the far side, so I think there's going to be a few people turning up today and dropping in. Like I've said before, I think I've only got until about 1-2 o'clock, because I have got to get off to work. I'm working this evening. So anyway, let's bring those rods in, reposition them, and let's see if we can have something else. If you haven't had a bite on a solid bag within a few hours, then recast them, refresh it, because the chances are a fish has probably done you, or all the smaller bait has been ate away by sort of other nuisance species, or... Oh, hello, I'm in. Oh, go on. This does not feel very big. Darting around everywhere. But nice to have a daytime bite. All my bites so far have been in the night. It's nice for a rod to go off in the day. I was a bit unsure if I was going to have one, because the area I was getting the fish from, I can't fish to as effectively, but clearly there's a few fish just out jelly in front of me, which is a nice sign. Right, there we go then. Fish number 4. After removing the rods, due to the guy getting in front of me, the left hand rod's going, which is actually where I had one of the 20 pounders last night. So just shy of halfway, solid bag. This one was actually on a Fruitylicious, so a little orange wafter inside the bag. But yeah, nailed. £18, or just over £18. Happy days. But let's get her back. You never know, might be able to get another one before I have to go home. Right, just thought I'd show you the swim and actually the areas that I've been fishing and catching from. So straight in front of me is obviously the guy on the far bank, and what I'm doing at the moment is I'm having to fish just shy of halfway, pretty much straight in front of me, out towards where that swim is opposite. But the area I was actually getting the fish from was in between this swim and this swim down here, and even a little bit further down towards where the island is. I was sort of getting them in this zone, but I was getting them from like halfway to 3/4 of the way across. Now I did have a fish on this left rod, and that was fishing literally straight out to the left slightly, sort of around halfway. I did have one of the fish on that rod, so there were still fish within that area that I'm fishing now, but I would say most of the bites and action was coming from this sort of zone here. Now when I was here last time, I was actually in that swim. I made the effort to park up in this car park, and I just come down here and set up in there. And obviously this time round, because the weather was so bad, I decided just to fish out the back of the van, which is just parked up behind me. So yes, it was a lot easier, and it's nice in the winter. It's easier to be able to pack away because I've got to go to work.
but the problem is that I've essentially missed out on being able to control this bit of water now, because obviously that guy's dropped in there for a day session, so I've now lost access to this bit of water, which seems to be where most of the fish are. Now, if I just pan around, there is a swim to my right, just up in here, which controls the edge of this island and this water out here. And because there's no one opposite, in theory, I could fish past just into that water, which is then the back end of where I was getting the fish. So that is a bit of an option if nothing happens in the next hour or two. For the last couple of hours, like potentially I could just go out in there, pat most of the kit down and just put out some rods into that zone. So just a bit of food for thought. When you're fishing day tickets, especially small waters, the fish can hold up at this time of year in very small areas, and if you don't end up controlling that bit of water, you're going to miss out on plenty of bite. So yeah, just think about it when you're setting up next time. Think about where you're going, think about the bit of water you want to control, and can anyone else around you affect that water, because you're not just fishing against the fish, you're also fishing against the other anglers.
Well, I just put fish number 4 back off the left hand rod, and now the middle rod's gone. They're all in a similar zone, just sort of spread out a little bit, so it might be that the fish is just switched on, bit of a feeding spell. It's picked up a bit of wind. He ain't pretty big. In you go. Boom. Get in. Fish number 5. I'm going to guess 14 pound maybe. Bloody hell. Oh, 13, 15, 14. Yeah, it's about 14 pound. What a guess. Right, fish number 5, very lively 14 pounder. I did weigh it because I thought I'd see if how accurate I was, and I was absolutely bang on. So how about that? But yeah, 14 pounder, solid bag. This one was actually on a yellow one. So a PB wafter. So yeah, I've had them on reds, orange and yellow now. But yeah, this one on the middle rod. Literally just slipped that last fish back and it went tearing off with this one on the middle one. So I need to tie up a couple of solid bags and I need to get this one back so he's lively. So happy days. Oh, he's going. I think that's number 6. Another one on a solid bag. Same tactic, same area. Happy days. It's gone just over 17. I think it was 17.6 or something like that. But yeah, nice. Anyway, let's get her back. We ain't got much time left now. I'm gonna have to get going soon. So most of my kit's packed down, but got time for one more hopefully. Right, that's number 6 going on. See you later, mate. Awesome. Well, it's coming up to the end of the session now. I've just had another one. I'm on 6 fish. So I've had a brace of 20s, low double,
an 18 and 17, so not a bad average size. It's been pretty good, to be fair. Solid bag tactics working really well. So yeah, happy with how it's gone, other than obviously having a few losses and cut-offs and stuff, but that's part of fishing at the end of the day. There's a young lad and his dad who have got in the swim to my right and to the next one down again to the right. Personally, I would have probably waited for me to go, and one of them should have probably got in this swim, because there's clearly a lot of fish out in the central zone, but each to their own. Most of my kit is packed down. I'm just sat on the chair under the brolly. I was trying to pack everything down and get it in the van, but unfortunately the rain beat me to it, and so I managed to get everything pretty much in the van bar the umbrella, and then it pissed it down, so the brolly got soaked, so I've left it up hoping that the rain clears and the wind to dry it out a little bit before I pack it down, but I haven't got that long left now. The time is 1:15. And I need to be on the road just after 2 o'clock, 2:15 at the latest really. So I'm going to reel the rods in, I think just before 2 o'clock, and then get on the road. It gives me enough time. I've got to start work at 5, so it gives me enough time to get back into work, have a shower, to be able to start work at 5. So yeah, it's been a good session, enjoying it so far. Hopefully I can have another one before I go. Still got about an hour or so's fishing, I suppose, so chance of having another one. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Oh, looks like the bloke on the far side's just in, actually. Looks like he's in now, on his right rod, which is out towards where I've been having him. I think he's seen me have a few and he sent one of his rods that way. Don't blame him. But there's clearly a few fish out in that zone. But yeah, happy days. Anyway, we'll leave it there. I'll do an update before I head off. Hopefully I'll have a fish to show you before then. But yeah, I'll update you, just let you know what ends up happening the rest of the session. But yeah, about an hour left, so let's see if it happens. So that's all the kit in the van then, and I am heading off to work. Not a bad session. Got here obviously just before dark last night, shooting off now early afternoon, so not 24 hours, but yeah, nice little session and a good result. 6 fish, a couple of 20s, and not a bad average size. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you have, then please subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Give it a thumbs up if you have enjoyed the watch, and until next time, get out there, be lucky, and see you in the next video.